Hello everybody, welcome back to Scrappy Adam and welcome back to Scrap Backwards. Today we are following on from my last video which has posted. I'm building a few page kits with my readjusted kit, shall we say, reinvigorated kit. I've had a sort out, narrowed everything down, and now I thought it would be fun to do something a little bit different here at Scrappy Adam at least, and build some page kits. It's not something I've done on camera before, it's not something I've done off camera much, to be honest. So that is what we are doing today. It's going to be a longish video, a chatty video. We're just going to hang out, we're just going to look through paper, put a few papers together, see where we go, add a title in, and yeah, that is what we're going to do. And then throughout the month I will build the pages, add in some embellishments and create some layouts, document some memories and have some Scrap Backwards fun. So sit back and relax and enjoy. If this is the kind of video that you do enjoy, please let me know in the comments down below, and it's certainly something that I could do more of. It's just not something that I have, as I say, done very much of at all, but I'm more than happy to do more videos like this and more videos about kits and stuff like that rather than just process videos as such. So we're going to dive right in. I've got a pen, I've got a pad of paper just to write down any notes, and I've got all my paper. So what I've done is I've pulled out my stack of papers, I've put my scraps in an old, you can see that I used to have stickers in here, but I have put all my scraps in here. Watch the last video for the plan on scraps, and as I create with these page kits, any scraps from them will go in this wallet, and then at the end of August we will do that project. And I've got any speciality papers, cut files, interactive elements such as pockets, tags, wallets. I've got a tiny amount of Project Life cards left and some of these fabric sheets. So let's see where we go. So I'm going to pop these here and I am going to dive right into these two sheets. So when I was sorting through my papers, I came across these two sheets of paper. These have been in my stash for ages. I have a few sheets of these because it's Chanel and I love Chanel. And she's back. Did I mention she's back? So with this paper, I have a plan. I adore this side, but I have a plan with this side to stash bust a ton of thickers, alphas. So I am going to put that as page kit number 1, and it's just going to be that with a few additions. So we'll do that one in a moment. And then this is a Heidi Swapp old school paper. So this was from 2020. I think Never Grow Up was 2019. And Never Grow Up, I think, was Chamel's last collection with American Crafts. She's got a new one coming out at the end of the month. So I also had 2 of these papers. I fussy cut one of the tigers, and I have had this thing where I wanted to create a layout with this being double layered. So I want to like foam this one up and have a strip. So that's going to be another page kit. I adore this paper from Field Trip. This is Chamel, and all of these pop out. I'm sure you have used this paper. I have used it once as well. So I want to create something with that. And then we have our cut files, which I have a plan for as well. So what we're going to do is we're going to dive right in and create our first page kit. Don't know how this is going to go, but let's see. Let us see. So what I'm going to do is put them there. I'm going to dive into here. I just want to see, a lot of these are quite pastel, but we should be able to find a couple of suitable things. And what I'm thinking is these would be good to use alongside the Field Trip paper, just as extra elements. So this is a little embellishment that I created using packaging and a cut apart from Pink Fresh. We've got a stitched pocket here. So I am going to use these 3. I think I like them together. We've still got this waterfall element from Heidi Swapp, which I want to use. Kathy used that on a layout for Scrap Backwards quite a while ago. And I also have this these are 6x4 fabric sheets, which are really funky. Not yet used, obviously. Okay, so for our first page kit, we're going to use this speciality paper from Shimelle Field Trip, and I'm going to add in a pocket, a Polaroid sort of slot-in photo frame, and this we can just a home element. That creates a nice sort of cluster going on there. And then just to get a bit of colour, I'm just going to see what Project Life cards we've got to see if we can pull in a few different elements. So if you have, like me, got a ton of Project Life cards and you're just struggling to use them, look at how you can use them in a different way. So use them to mat your photos. You can use them for layering, for die cutting, for clusters. There is all sorts of different things that you can do. They don't have to be used as Project Life cards. It's, in my opinion, it's better to get them on a layout rather than them taking up lots of room and just not getting used. Let's use our stuff. So I'm just flicking through these. Let me move up so you can actually see. Got 5 on the page at the moment, and I just want to see if we've got any other ones that would be suitable. So I'm just seeing what colours we've got on the page and what other ones might work. Okay, so I'm going to call that page kit done. So that is page kit number 1, and I'm simply going to pick up everything like this and then pop it inside here. So this is Shimelle's Field Trip speciality paper. As I say, I have used this before. It was one of those that at the time I absolutely loved, so I got multiples of. And then I'm just going to put page kit 1 and then pop that in there, and that is simply it. So that is number 1. Then we've got our second one, which is this one from Heidi Swapp. And the focus on this layout is definitely this amazing tiger, which I am actually also quite impressed with how well I fussy cut this out, especially with these whiskers, because I am not a fussy cutter at all. My idea with this was to have some sort of strip here. So if I have a look through here, now this sticks out for me. I don't know why. I would probably use this piece here in some sort of way as a strip. So I'm going to put that with that. It's probably an odd combo. This is from Simple Stories So Rad, which is from 2015. That's an old one. So we've got that there. And then I want to just look for another one, maybe a wood grain actually. Let's have a look. What's this one? So we've got this one as well. So I'm going to pull that in. That is Echo Park Summer Adventure from 2019. And that is page kit number 2. And what I'll probably do is I'll put these in wallets off camera, just so everything stays together. Now with this one, before I call it done, I am also going to look at our stickers, or foam stickers shall we say, because we've got quite a lot of Simple Stories. Excuse me. And straight away, I love the idea of this love piece, so I'm just going to simply cut it off on the plastic. And I'm also going to add in a couple of the foam hearts. That all seems to work nicely for me. That works with that, so that can go with there. Now, in the last video I did say how I'm not a fan of like the butterflies and the florals, and that is still the case. I do like this beautiful tab, so let's pop that there as well. Okay, I'm happy with that. So that is page kit number 2 complete. And that's literally all we're going to do. We're just going to go through and pull out stuff that we want to use. Now with this one, I want to pull out from here this heart, which came from, I don't know whether it was cut file or something. My idea with this is to create a double page layout and to hone in on the idea of all these jumbled letters and use a ton of thickers in different colours, styles, shades, sizes, and have this heart sort of in the middle, and then have a strip at either side, and then fill this heart with all the thickers. So what I need is background papers, which I think will probably be no, it could be anything really, but I quite like the idea of it being something quite colourful but plain. So we could have this, and I do have 2 of these. Let me just pull the other one out. Okay, I found the other paper. So this is going to be my background. This is one of my favourite ever papers from Doodlebug Cute and Crafty. And it's the B side of the colourful canvas. Or I think this might be the A side actually. So the idea with this one is to have this in the middle and then a strip either side of the Chevelle paper. And obviously I don't, and I don't think Kathy does, pull out alphas for our kit because I personally have far too many. So this is a great way to get them. So we'll go through that when we do that layout. I've pulled out some of the 3D embellishments here because I'm going to add those into the kit because I want to really kill those as well. So what I'm actually going to do is I'm going to put these florals in as well because these are quite colourful. They're Chevelle, they're 3D, gives us a bit of colour. And I also have this, which is a Pinkfresh Title Ephemera pack as additional to the foam stickers that we've got as well. So let's see if we can use something here. I'm thinking that one of these might go well because this is quite colourful. So let's use Sunny Days, I think. Yeah. So I'm just going to cut around this, like so. I'm actually really enjoying this process. It's something completely different, but I think it's going to give me the motivation to really focus on killing a kit. So let's add that in as well. And I think that'll probably do it. I can always add more as we go. So it's not a case of, right, I've added that, so we can't add anything else. This is just to get us going and to kickstart our creativity. I don't know about you guys, but I really enjoy going through what stash I've got, having a look, and it's like shopping your own stash, isn't it? It gives you the motivation to really get creative, and whenever I see certain papers or certain embellishments, that's where my creativity comes from. So this is a great way actually of building page kits and utilising the stash that we've got, but getting those creative juices flowing. So that is page kit number 3. And then we're going to go into our paper stack. Now, I have had a quick sort through just to see if there's anything that sticks out. So I've already pulled a few bits and bobs, so we'll go through that as we go. So first up, we've got another double page layout, and I'm thinking that these would work well together. They're both from Say Cheese 2. Now, we do have the different colour background. This is more of a cream, and then we've got this sort of wood. But they both have this gold foiling. So we've got one that says magic and some stars, and then this Viewmaster wheel here. And I just like the way that that looks. So that's going to form the basis of this one, I think. Now I'm just going to move this to here. So then what I'm going to do is come to my paper stack, and we're going to see what other papers we've got that might work. And this sticks out as something that could work. What else do we have? Maybe we could bring in a light blue, perhaps. I actually prefer the blue to the orange, so I'm going to pull out the orange again. So that is a great layer to kickstart us, and then I think, just having a look, perhaps that as well. So these are obviously from a Disney-esque collection from Simple Stories. It doesn't mean that we have to use that. Picking out the blue from this paper from Go See Explore from Echo Park, we can see that the blue matches with this Bella Besties, and we've got the graph or the dots, so we can decide as we go. So I'm going to say that that is the base of another page kit, and we may or may not make it a Disney page. We'll see as we go, I think. So let me just pull them out and see if we want to add anything else. Maybe for this one, we can come to our Vicky B and see if there's any titles in here. So we've got, let's have a look. I don't think, I'm going to cut out this one actually. So we've got this one that says the story. Let me just cut around here. Don't be afraid of cutting up your packaging. Don't be afraid of dividing packages or getting stuck into it, because personally, if something has been cut into or you've started using it, then I'm more likely to use it. Whereas if it's a new packet, I'll think, I've got something that's open, so I don't need to open that. So we've got this that says the story, and we've got like this pie chart. So I'm going to put this in. I'm going to take those off. So we've got that as a subtitle, because we could also tie this in over here, the magic story. So that is a good start. And let me see. Yeah. Okay. So that is page kit number 4. So we're making good progress here, guys. Is this something that you are enjoying, or are you more about the actual scrapbooking rather than the creative process prior to scrapbooking, like the organising and the kit building? I personally, as I say, have never really built page kits. I know Stephanie Wright is a big page kit builder. I know Moira and Christy and Kirsten do their page builder series. So I know a lot of people do it. It's just not something I've done before, but I'm finding that I actually do quite enjoy this. Next up, we've got this paper, which is a 49er Market Spectrum Sherbet, and it's from the Classics paper pack. So we've got this side, which is all about the butterflies, or we've got this side, which is all about the rainbows. And I think I'm going to go with this side. And I think I want to bring in some of these titles. So, what have we got here? I like this. So we've got You Are My Happy. What about if let's see, we could utilise the rainbow of colours coming down there. So we've got like tealy blue, we've got green, we've got pink. Red isn't really in that, that's fine. What else? We've got a delightful as well. Okay, so I'm going to put those 4 in there. I like the idea of doing something with that. Sweetest memory. No, we've not got red, so let's not bring in another colour. So there is that. Now, do we need any layers, or are we happy with that just being about the background paper? I think I would probably want one. Maybe a floral paper is where this is at, and I'm thinking that that would be a good match. That's probably a little bit dark. Yeah, so we're going to bring in that floral paper as well. And I think that's probably going to be it with this one. We might bring in these are like from Jen Hadfield, they're like puffy inflated stickers. So that's a bit fun. What about that wood sticker as well, maybe? It's got that vibe to it. So that is page kit number 5. We're going to put that there. And I'm putting them into 12 by 12 page protectors, just because I have got an absolute ton of page protectors. So it's a great way of just storing everything together, making sure that we don't lose anything. And we're making good progress. We've got our Chanel page kit, our Heidi Swapp Old School, we've got our Sunny Days Alpha Attack, Disney-esque and Spectrum Sherbet. Then I have pulled out this paper. So this is crepe paper. It's from a birthday collection, Hooray, which is from 2018. Now this has got the more subdued colours, I call it. It's a bit pastel. Got this mustardy, dirty yellow colour and this light pink. So what I thought is this is a great base for Simple Stories Let's Go. The colours just seemed to chime together for me. So I'm going to bring in this as a title, and this is then going to allow us to pick up on these colours, because we've got the dirty yellow and the pink, but it also brings in a bit of orange, navy blue and teal for us as well. So let's see what we've got in this pack. So we've got Let's Go, This Way to Fun, and we've got these florals. We've got a Ticket to Ride. We've got some of these plus signs, which I love. Some geotags. Got a luggage tag and a camper van. So I'm going to keep all of that in that kit. Excuse me. And I am going to look through and see if we've got any plain layerable paper. So what about, let's pick up on that travel theme and pull in 3 additional papers. Now just bear with me a moment. So we've got these 3 papers. These are all from Simple Stories Going Places, and they're all B-sides. The A-sides being these very busy patterns. I loved Going Places for this exact reason, because they had all these busy patterns, but they had amazing B-sides. Like, you can use those as just solid colours very easily. And that's exactly what we're going to do, because we're picking up on the orange, we're picking up on the teal, and we're picking up on the navy blue. So that is another page kit. Very travel themed. We may even end up making this a double page layout. We could cut down here and have this on the left, have this on the right, and then have lots of layers. So that might be something to consider. But for now, we're going to have our Let's Go page kit in a plastic wallet. It's a great way not only to go through your stash and spark that creativity, but it's also giving me more ideas as I go. I don't know why I've never done this before. And it also shows how amazingly well different manufacturers work together. So in here we've got Simple Stories and Crepe Paper, and they just work together so incredibly well. I am also going to add in one of these 3D stickers. I'm going to add in the globe, I think, just to give us a bit of extra. So that can go in there as well. So that's page kit number 6. Then we have got this paper, and now whilst I was going through off camera, I have this circle which is from a previous layout. I can't remember which one, and this just seemed to fit together really well. This is Kaisercraft Deep Sea Collection, and this is the seashell paper. I find that Kaisercraft paper is quite low quality, it's very thin, it's more paper than cardstock, but they have some incredible designs, this being one of them. And I like the idea of this being our central focal point, but us having this design that really sticks out. Now, alongside this, I think we could get away with some wood veneer. So let's see what we've got in this summer pack from Elle's Studio. We have got Splish Splash. We've got a Flamingo Floaty. Cannonball doesn't, not going to use that. Watch Me, no. I Love Summer, that could work. Taking Time to Relax, and In the Pool. So I'm going to use those 3. I'm going to actually throw that in the bin because I just won't use it. And I'll put this in my wood veneer stash. So that is another pack of embellishments done. So alongside this, we've got our sort of beachy pool water theme with some wood veneer. So let's see what papers we want to pull in. I'm going to go straight to my blue, and I've seen this paper. This is Pink Paisley, Indigo and Ivy from 2018. And this pulls in a lot of other blue shades, so I think that could work well. And then let's pull in another blue, maybe this one. This is then going to give us the different shades. This is a perfect paper, so we've got all the different shadings. So I'm going to pull in both of those papers with this, and that is our Kaisercraft Deep Sea page kit. So let's pop that in a wallet. So do you guys make page kits? Is it something you've done for a long while? Are you giving it a try? Have you never tried it? Is that just not how you create? Let me know. Give me any tips you've got, anything you've discovered along the way, anything you think works better than something else. Because, as I say, I am quite new to it. I'm just going to pull in this Kaisercraft again, and I just want to see if we've got anything we could add to it from here. So I'm going to come to this collection, I think. So we've got this. I'm actually going to pull that in. So this is Farmhouse Summer from Simple Stories. And I've had these for ages and not used them. So let's pull in that Summer Days and get that on a layout. So that's just going to go in there as well. moving on to another one, I have had a little play with this one. So this is a photo flip book from Heidi Swapp, and it's just this one piece that you get in the package, but it's got all these flips and flaps, and I love the idea of this. As I say, I've seen Kathy use this. I think it came in a Mind the Scrap kit, which is why Kathy had it as well. And then we've got a Pink Fresh Studio interactive element. I am a big fan of interactive elements on layouts. I think it adds a little bit of something to your layout, and I think it just gives interest within an album. Of course, you're not going to have all of your layouts with interactive elements, but I like the difference within an album. I personally don't mind things being pulled in and out. Sometimes if it's a tag, I will make a slit in a page protector and then slip the tag in through the page protector so that's sticking out, and then you don't actually have to take the layout to look. Sometimes I will just leave it so that you have to take the layout. If you want to have a look like this, you would have to take the layout out to flip it up. But I don't mind that. I don't have kids. I'm not precious. I do scrapbooking for me. It's not to preserve things for hundreds of years to come. So I thought these worked well together. So we've got a pocket, a tag, and this flip book. And that is going to be the basis of this page kit, using a Vicky Boutin Fernwood paper. And I think this might be the basis of a travel layout, just because we've got the ability to add memorabilia and lots of photos. So let's see. Although I'm going to use this Life is Good, so it doesn't necessarily have to be travel. It could be anything at all with the title like that. So Life is Good. And I think I'm going to use one of these hearts. The colour way is working well. And let's bring in this 3D sticker as well. This is like a acetate bottle with some 3D elements. And it also brings in another colour as well. Now I'm not going to bring in any additional paper to this layout, I don't think. No, I think we've got enough to be going on with there. So that is our interactive page kit, and page kit number 8, which is fun. Again, I hope this is something that you are enjoying. Any tips that you've got, let me know. Anything you think I could do better, anything you would like to see me do, let me know. We will be creating layouts for all of these page kits, so that is something to look forward to. So continuing on, and I was having a flick through and came across this cut file, so I've kept this one in the kit. And I think it's a Paige Evans one, but don't quote me. So it says, I love you more than you'll ever know. And I like this paper because it's a bit on the lovey side without being overly lovey. So we've got the pink, 2 shades of pink with that. It's actually a Dear Lizzie paper, kind heart, from She's Magic. So I'm going to put that as a little kit there. And I think we're going to bring in this final fabric heart from Coco Vanilla. And then I do need a couple of layers with this one. So let's pull in our paper and let's have a flick and see. Let's see what we could bring. So we have got orange and pink. We could pick up on both of those. So that is one option. Or we could try and contrast and go for something completely different. By which I mean we could go for something like a floral. Oops. We could go for something spotty. All sorts of options actually. I like all of them. Let's see, we don't need them all. But of course I do need to fill in the cut file. So I'm going to keep those two in to back the cut file. And then I think I'm going to bring in that floral as a accent colour, and we'll use some of the orange and the pink for layering as and where we need to. Now the only thing I haven't put into any of these page kits is things like white cardstock for massing photos. Again, I don't do that because sometimes I do, sometimes I don't, and I've just got a stack of white cardstock next to my desk and I just pull that in as and when I need. So I don't feel like I need to do that. So that is page kit number 9. Let's have a quick look through our bits and bobs to see if we want to add anything else. So we could add from our cottage fields a couple of foam stickers. Let's do that. So I'm going to add in So Beautiful and a heart. Let's add in a couple of hearts actually, and this Sweetest. I really, really dislike the florals in this collection, so they will be going in the bin. And I don't make any apology for that. I've also got this butterfly, that's nice. I'm going to get rid of that packaging because it's just torn to shreds. So I'm thinking this would be great on there. The Hello Friend is not really going to work, but that's okay. I can easily cover that up. So let's cut that out. Like, those are the perfect colours, and it brings in an additional colour for us. And I'm going to also bring in this wordy piece. You know I am a big wordy word. I love words on layouts, so let's just go for it. Big moment, little moments, big memories. Loving how this is looking so much. So let's pop those in there as well. And again, this is something, when I'm creating layouts, I wouldn't necessarily have put all of that together, but because I'm looking before we're actually creating, I'm adding things together. So in this one, we've got Simple Stories, Paige Evans, Dear Lizzie, Simple Stories Vintage, Amy Tangerine, Coco Vanilla Studio, all together, and it works beautifully. That is the beauty of page kits. I am learning. Then we have another cut file, and I think this is cut to you, but don't quote me. It's this row of envelopes and letters with this floral one. And I thought this worked well with a Paige Evans paper from Pick Me Up. It's quite an old paper from 2017. And I like the idea of maybe turning this around, having the cut file down here, and some sort of bits and bobs going on. So let's see if there's anything in the Pink Fresh title pack that we can bring into this layout. I think I'm not going to keep it a monochromatic layout, but I do like the idea of it being pink and red based. So we've got Sweetest Memory, Love This Life, Ridiculously Amazing, Shine and Sparkle. Not keen on that as a phrase, but let's leave it in. So we're just having a flick through this. Simply Lovely, that could work as well. Love Greatly, that's the wrong pink really. That's more of a bright pink. Okay, that's enough there. So we've got a few wordy bits coming in from Pink Fresh Studio Delightful. I don't think there'll be anything from here, but let's check, because you never know. I do actually quite like the idea of keeping it fairly monochromatic. with the reds and pinks. I don't do that very often, but I do always love the way it looks. So we've got a foam red heart, might as well put that in. Why not? Okay, so I'm liking the way that's looking, and that is our 10th page kit. Now, what I do need to do is add in some additional cardstock to back our cut files. So, in terms of red, we've got this one, and this one. So I'm going to bring in that. So that's going to give us a different variation of red. And then let's see if we've got any pink. Don't think I have actually. Pink isn't my favourite colour, as I'm sure you've guessed. We could go with a wood veneer, perhaps. Okay, I am going to pull in a wood veneer because that's a neutral and that's going to work beautifully with that. So let's pull in that. So we've got this from my colour splash pad that I've torn up. Simple Stories Hearth and Home with a lot of Pink Fresh Studio and Paige Evans. And that, my friends, is page kit number 10. So we're making good progress. I'm going to do a few more because if you are fast forwarding or you're not watching, then it's a-okay. And then we can get creating. Okay, so moving on to page kit 11. And I have dived in a bit and got ahead for this one. So this one I have really focused on the interactive elements and the other little bits and pieces. So let me just move these out of the way for a moment. So I decided that I wanted to try and bust some of those Project Life cards and interactive elements. So I started with these two pieces and this Polaroid style frame, and I like the idea of layering these on top, and I like this because it brings the pink of this paper, which is a Maggie Holmes paper, but it also brings in black, which is a stark contrast to the pink. And I think that's a great way to start off a page kit because it gives you black being neutral, it gives you sort of that contrast, but allows you to play around with colour a bit more. So you can see that that then led to us having these two colours, blue and yellow, which directed me to this card, which is multicoloured. And then I've basically just gone ahead and picked out loads of different ones. So whilst we're going to layer this up, I've got a couple of tags that can go inside there. We can add additional journaling or photos. And then we've got some envelopes. You could have these open, you could close them, you could put them this way, you could have them as a flippy flap, whatever you like. Then I thought, let's bring in a piece of this fabric. I'm not sure what we'll do with it yet, but we'll give it a try. And then this brings in this blue and the pink, but it also allows us to bring in yet more colour because we've got the green and we've got the teal and the blue. So that is, excuse me, page kit 11. And then I looked through the foam stickers and we've got a few that work actually. So we've got a couple of Simple Stories, Staycation and Our Favourite Place. Maybe won't use both, but we'll see. And a couple of florals and then a couple of Amy Tangerine. So we've got Look Around and Beautiful. This is like a perfect match with the pink and the black. And then the last two 3D stickers from Jen Hadfield. And that really is page 11, page kit 11. So let's get that. So this paper is Maggie Holmes. Now, I make no secret of the fact I'm not a Maggie Holmes fan. This is from Market Square. And I'm sorry, if you like it, that's what makes this hobby amazing. Because we all have our own styles and tastes. but I would not be able to use that paper. I would really struggle. However, this is a ledger with a bit of detail in the back with the star sunburst, and I just love it. And it's pink, so it allows me to use a colour that I don't use very much. So I've just embraced the pink and brought in a black to give it that stark contrast. So that is page kit 11. Then we have got, what have we got? So to kickstart this process, I just went to my background papers. So I told you how I separated my papers and sort of bookmarked them. So that's all I've done, because I've already separated them into like primary colours, pattern paper, backgrounds, etc. And when I say backgrounds, it's papers that stick out to me as if to say, I could make a layout with that with very little other paper. Of course, we are adding more paper because I'm trying to use the stuff, I'm trying to build a kit, but this to me is a perfect background because you've already got the layers and the layout of it done. Of course, you can use it anyway. We could put it this way, this way, this way, this way. I don't know which way we'll use it yet, but I'm basing it on that. And I had a couple more interactive elements. So we've got this Pink Fresh pocket. It says Findings 2. I think it's from an autumn collection. And then this pocket, which is like a perfect match vellum envelope. So I think we're going to bring that in, and that is the start of that page kit. Now, by bringing this pocket in, I've entered in another colour. We've got this sort of mustardy gold. We've also got this neutral browny beige, and of course we've got the different shades of tealy, bluey green. So I think what I'm going to do is have a flick and see if anything sticks out at me specifically. And then let's look at the pattern paper section first. Let's go in for the patterns. Now I've just seen this, which might seem a bit out there, but I actually really like that because we've got the green and the blue and the tealy and white. That may be a little bit too much though, I don't know. I'm going to leave it in for a minute whilst we just have another look to see anything better could work. Of course you could go stripe with stripe with stripe, or you could just do something contrasting. Okay, I am actually really liking the idea of being a bit bold there. Excuse me. Got clouds, that's a bit of too much of a contrast. And then we've got our primary colours. And I think we might bring in a dark blue. Maybe this is where we could bring in this. Let's have a little look at that. So we're going pattern heavy on this layout, and that's okay. That's not going to work, so that's fine. So I think we're going to stick to these three on this one, which may seem a bit odd, but I quite like the variety. So that is our next page kit. Now let's see if we want to pull in anything from our foamies. So I'm liking this because we've got the yellow and the blue. So let's cut that off. So we've got love this. Dream could work, but I find it hard to use words like that sometimes. We've got, no. Some of the Simple Stories travel are obviously very travel focused, which is good, but sometimes you don't need it to be. Okay. Don't need them. So I'm just seeing if there is anything else. That yellow is a little bit of a bright yellow. I don't think that's going to work on this page kit. We could bring in a bit of black just to give us, excuse me, a different vibe, but no. I think I will, however, bring in this as well, and I'm just going to bring in all of that. So we've got a couple of hearts, amazing, and a butterfly. And if I don't end up using the butterfly, I will either get rid or pop it to one side and give it away. So that is that page kit, and that is page kit number 12. I love that page kit actually, and again, it's stuff that I wouldn't have put together. We've got an Echo Park birthday collection with an Amy Tangerine collection, with a Pink Paisley collection, with Simple Stories, Amy Tangerine, Crepe Paper, and Pink Fresh Studio. And it works together amazingly. But had I have just done my usual scrap backwards, where I just do a video a week and have a look, I probably wouldn't have put all of that together. So this is proving to be very, very useful. Now we've got this paper, and I love this style of paper, so it's the sort of sunburst, colourburst style. And this is a Vicky Boutin paper from Colour Kaleidoscope, so 2018, quite an old one now. Now you could do various things with this. I would probably focus my photo in this part, and then you could either cut these and distress them. If you were a stitcher, you could stitch. All sorts of different things you could do. Now, in terms of what we're going to do, I am not too sure, but I think I'm going to, excuse me, I've got a frog in my throat. I think what we might do is try and colour match a couple of these. So we've got a red to go with this red here. We've got another Vicky Boutin paper. This is from Wildflower and Honey, which was 2019, but it just shows how well collections match. And then let's pick out one other colour, maybe, let's see. In fact, I'm going to put this Vicky Boutin paper back. Oh, I'm making a pickle here. And we're going to pull in this one, because this gives us a bit of this shade, but it also gives us a bit of that shade. So that is going to be an even better match. And maybe a blue. Yeah. So we're going to bring that in as well. And we'll see what we come up with for that. I haven't put any white or black cardstock in, so I could always make it a double layout and bring in that. But for now, that is going to do it. And then let's have a little shove these through here. I'm going to go straight to the Vicky Boutin goodies, because obviously it's all designed to coordinate. So let's see if any of this could work. Okay, so I'm going to put a couple of title pieces in here. We're going to go for the black vibe. So we've got Good Fun. And then I'm also going to use this one, which says The Details. Both quite vague, which means it will work for a lot of things. And that is one sheet used, which is great news. And let's bring in these pieces here, which is like a banner and a heart. From, I think that's the Wildflower collection with the gold foil. So that is page kit 13, which is a bit different. Not sure what we'll do with that yet, but I like the way that the papers coordinate together. And we've got a bit of Vicky Boutin, a bit of Colour Splash from Colour Block, a bit of Photo Play, and a 49er Market paper in there. 49er Market does remind me of Vicky Boutin in some ways with the distress elements, so it's no surprise that they do coordinate well together. But it just goes to show our stash can work together beautifully. And whilst I am, in some respects, a collection scrapper now, I can equally mix and match things as well, and that's the joy of page kits and kits like this, because it means you're mixing and matching old with new, bright with pastel, designers, manufacturers, all sorts of different things like that. And look how well we're doing on our paper pile. I'm amazed with how I am enjoying this process, I have to be honest. Okay, next up we have 49er Market Vintage Artistry Peace and Joy Starry, and this is a Christmas collection, but I just love this paper. We've got all these distressed stars and music and words, and there is no can't talk. There is absolutely no reason why this has to be a Christmas layout, and it won't be. I will just create whatever I fancy at the time. Straight away, I'm going to bring this in because we've got the stars and the sort of constellation. This is Echo Park Let's Go Anywhere. So let's bring that in. And I'm going to pick up on either the green or the blue. Let's see what greens we have that could work here. So we've got various greens. That one would work, but that's a bit dreary. That's a bit dark. This one would work quite nicely. Or this one. Or this one. Okay, I think I'm going to go with that one. What do we think? Do you think that goes? Yeah. So we've got red and green, which is generally not a colour combo I would put together. Just because, yeah, just wouldn't naturally. But it works together very well. And then I'm going to bring in this paper as well, which is a Cocoa Vanilla Studio Boys Rule paper. We've got the navy blue on the back with the geometrics, expressionist it is called. But look at that, how perfect is that? We've got the green, the blue with the distress. And all together, this brings a pop of red in, and voila, we have ourselves a page kit. I'm then going to look here just to see if anything sticks out, as that will work amazingly well. That works nicely, surrounded by love. We might not find much more, but that's okay. This heart might work nicely. Let's have a look. My happy place, and that brings in a couple of shades of red. Or we could go down a different route and bring in this. That might work actually. So I'm going to bring in that Good Vibes Only. I'm going to put that My Happy Place. No, I'm going to put that in. And I think we might even put this house in, because we've got the blue and the green in that, and it will also pick up on the foiling, and that is page kit 14. We've got some 49er Market, Cocoa Vanilla Studio, One Canoe 2, Amy Tangerine, Simple Stories, Echo Park, all mixed and matched in one page kit together. So that's 14. So that is 14 page kits put together. So let's have a recap as to what we've got. We've got our 49er Market Christmas page kit. That's not a Christmas layout. Vicky Boutin Kaleidoscope, and our multicolour bluey yellow. We've got our very pink layout. We've got our Paige Evans red layout. Our other pink layout. And we've got another Vicky Boutin Fernwood kit. We've got this Kaisercraft based one. We have got a travel themed based one. We've got the Spectrum Sherbet paper along with a few bits. a double page kit, another double page kit focusing on alpha attacking, and our Heidi Swap Tiger and Chamel Field Trip speciality paper. So that is the first 14 page kit. So I'm going to leave it there because we're getting on for an hour now, and I will come back and finish these off. I'm just going to keep going, maybe get another 10 more done, and then we can get on with creating and having some happy, scrappy fun. I hope you have enjoyed this. Do let me know in the comments down below if you have, what you would suggest, any tips, whether you would have chosen the same things, whether you'd have chosen different things, what else you would add to page kits. Do you go as far as to add embellishments or ephemera? Let me know, because I am always learning when it comes to page kits. This is the first time I've done it, so it's all new to me. And thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. I will see you again very soon.